Hello and welcome back to the Doctor's Garage here on YouTube. So in this video today, I thought it'd be good to review the security modifications that I've put on my Land Rover Defender. And I'm going to talk about most of them in this video, not all of them. And that's because you never know who's watching these videos, right? And I don't want to leak every single security mod that I put on my Defender in case it ends up getting stolen, which is a possibility that you might be a thief watching this video right now. So we're not going to cover everything in this video, but most of the things I think make an impactful difference to your Defender security. Stuff I've talked about on my channel before, but also if you're new to Defender ownership and you're looking at improving the security of your Defender, I'm going to talk about my top modifications I think you all need to do to your Land Rover Defender. So you can think about security for your Land Rover Defender in two categories, I guess. There's people that are going to want to steal your entire Defender and drive off with it. And there's people that are going to come and try and steal parts off the Defender. And it sounds stupid, but Defender parts like a door, a bonnet, are worth quite a lot of money. And they're pretty easy to remove in the most part if you've got a factory Defender. So it's well worth investing in some security to stop those body parts go missing. And so for me, I've invested in quite a lot of optimal gear. So I've got the optimal hinges all around on my Defender, the bonnet, the doors. Show you where I do a walk around of my Defender, which I'll do in this video as well. For those who haven't seen it before, kind of show you around where we are with it from a project point of view. But I've got hinges, yeah, bonnet, doors, and rear door as well. And I'm really pleased with that because not only do I think they look good, they also stop people from being able to literally just get a screwdriver and undo your hinges, which is a really easy thing to do on a standard Defender. So my first thing would be your optimal hinges. That stops people nicking the parts of your Defender. And I have heard stories before where people have parked in train stations for the day, they come back, the bonnet's gone, the doors have gone, the seats have gone, literally just stripped down exactly where they were parked. So something you want to be aware of, and definitely these parts are valuable on the sort of second-hand market, I guess. You go to Land Rover shows and you see a lot of these doors and body parts all over the place, and you do wonder, where have they come from? But anyway, that's a whole nother story. So I think that's, for me, the deterrent of people nicking stuff from the outside. You can also, as well, fuel caps as well, people siphoning fuel. If that happens, it probably is going to start happening more with the price of fuel at the moment. But you can get also an optimal fuel cap, which is very good. And also brings me to remind you, make sure you are signed up to the Doctor's giveaway, where I'm giving away an optimal billet aluminium fuel cap worth about £80 just to one of you guys. If you're signed up, go ahead below this video in the description. You have to put in is your name and your email address, and you'll be signed up to this giveaway where I'll be randomly drawing a name out of a hat in about a week and a half just before Christmas. But also for future giveaways too, I'm going to be giving away some part for Defenders every single, we're looking about monthly at the moment, and that purchase is going to be bought exclusive with the money, the very small amount of revenue, but still revenue that I make off YouTube. So every time I make a bit of money, I'm going to be buying parts that I've felt on my Defender or I've got on my Defender, and I'll be giving them away to one of you guys that are watching. So make sure you go and sign up for the Doctor's giveaway below. So we've covered off, right, the external stuff, getting the body parts getting stolen off your Defender. The other thing, I guess, is, before I forget, is a locking nut on your rear wheel, because some people have found that, I mean, if you buy a new tyre for your Defender, particularly if it's an off-road tyre, it can be worth a bit of money. You want to have a locking nut on your rear door wheel because that's easy to nick as well. So that'd be about the externals done. Interior wise, if someone gets into your Defender, and there's a few ways to get into a Defender, you want to make sure that they're going to find it very hard to drive off with it. And yes, there is always a case where someone could get a low loader and just drag it onto the back, and it depends where you're parked, I guess, in regards to that, where that's going to be easy for them to do. But if they do get your Defender, and let's say they're on your driveway, how are you going to stop them or make it difficult for them to drive off? Well, I've got a really good thing I have, which is the optimal removable steering boss, which allows me to take my steering wheel off my Defender completely with these two little clips just here, and just clip it back on again. So when I'm not driving my Defender, the steering wheel is not in my Defender. And yes, it's difficult when you don't have a steering wheel to drive a Defender, but better than that, Optimal also do a swivel lock as well, and this goes over the top of the steering column, and it locks on with this little lock right here. And that means that not only when you get in the Defender, if you've got no steering wheel to drive, you've also got to deal with this lock, which is quite difficult and a bit of a pain to do, and to be honest, will hopefully deter most thieves, or at least get them to the point where they're probably just going to leave it because it's very difficult to steal. So I think having that removable steering wheel and also the swivel lock is a huge upgrade, and I would recommend it to anyone that is the owners, and I recommend it to anyone that owns a Defender. Not only that, but you also get to upgrade your steering wheel, which is got to be, if you've got a Defender with a standard wheel, one of the first things you're going to want to do, because the steering wheel on the Defender is massive, very hard to steer around corners. because you just keep banging your arm on the door. So a smaller steering wheel like this, I'd highly recommend. And this is all from Optimil, this gear as well. The steering wheel actually is a Momo Prototipo I've got in my Defender, which I like very much. It's just about the right size, I feel. So I think inside, that's what I would do. And then finally, there is, if your Defender does get stolen, what are you going to do? How else are you going to make sure that you can at least get it back again? And I think you then looking into the world of trackers. So most people who've had a Defender probably will think about putting a tracker on their Defender, because it's definitely worthwhile doing. You can go for a more premium fitted tracker, which I definitely would recommend on a subscription service, or, as I mentioned in a video before, an Apple AirTag. Now, Apple AirTags are great because they're £35, and actually they're a really effective way to put something on your Defender in various different places. You can hide it anywhere on the interior or externals. And what they do is just ping off local iPhone networks. So when you're driving, when your Defender gets stolen, gets put somewhere, let's say, I don't know, a body shop or a workshop, or kind of hidden away somewhere, there may be someone that walks past your Defender with an iPhone on them, or the thief themselves might have an iPhone on them. And as soon as they do that, the location will be pinged back to you. It's a really efficient and really cheap thing to do. Definitely worth doing. Although it's not the most ideal tracker, it's still something worth having on your Defender. And you can definitely chuck even a few AirTags into your Defender. I think I'd highly recommend that. So a formalized tracker, but also an AirTag, is what I would say for your Defender to be super safe. Now, I'm going to show you around my Defender briefly. Sun's just going down, so it's quite a nice time actually to have a walk around, show you some of those security mods I've talked about, and also just talk about the next upgrades, the next plans for my Defender here on the channel. So firstly, this is the steering wheel I was talking about. So this is the Momo Prototipo, and you just have these little clips here. Pull them apart, steering wheel comes off. Very, very efficient, very well put together bit of kit. So let's go outside and have a look around my Defender. Firstly, notice my seats, which I still absolutely love. I think with the Keswick green, I think they work perfectly well. Got my heated seat on today. Those little switches I fitted there. If you haven't seen them already, go check out the videos on my channel. But yeah, this is my Defender and some of those modifications that I've spoken about. So first things first, let's talk about the hinges. So I've got Optimal hinges all round on my Defender. I went for the black ones. They also come in a darker grey and also that an aluminium, kind of the bare aluminium look. I've also got bonnet hinges as well, so stop them getting stolen. So you just have no accessible bolts, and not just that, there's no accessible bolts to actually get the hinge off. There's also something clever that they do on these front door hinges, which you'll know if you've got any of the Optimal products, but I don't really want to talk about again too much here on YouTube, in case you're a thief watching this. Finally, we've got on the side here the external door handles. So my car has central locking. Well, it's got central locking now, and so as a result I got rid of the keyhole in it completely, so I've just got this button now to release it. And these are really smart, look very nice, really give a much more premium feel to your Defender from the outside. So that is from a side point of view. This is a fuel cap. I don't have mine on right now, but this is a plastic standard fuel cap. As I mentioned, you can win the billet aluminium Optimal fuel cap if you go and sign up to the doctor's giveaway below. Go from the back of my Defender and taking a look. So security wise, I mentioned a locking nut on the rear wheel. I think that's important, but also these are the Optimal hinges on the rear, all round on my Defender. So that is from an external point of view, security, and internal actually as well, and some of the conversations around that. So let's take a look inside my Defender and talk about next projects. Where are we going to go next? So next up, a few things. I want to change the head unit. I want to get the speakers done. I want to get the sound system upgraded in here, and that's going to be one of my projects to do. I've heard the double DIN units aren't great in a TD5 because the screen's quite vertical and you just keep smashing your hand against it when you change gears. So I'm thinking of a single DIN one, maybe with the screen that pops up. That's on the cards. Looking in the back of my Defender, there's a big upgrade coming for the internal on the back of my Defender, and I've kind of, that's in progress actually. I'm going to be probably my next video here on the channel of putting something new into the back of my Defender, which I'll save for another day. Apart from that, really, we've done a few upgrades recently, so you guys may have seen on the channel. We've got the new Gwyn Lewis steering components, the sumo bars on there. I just need to put back on my ORE steering guard. That looks brand new and it's been on there for a year. It's at home at the moment, but the steering guard part, it's just such good stuff ORE make in regards to damage and anything like that. Really, you see nothing on them even after they're years old, no corrosion, nothing. DRL light bar from ORE2, and I do believe these guys have got a discount on of an extension of Black Friday for their headlights, all their gear and everything else as well on the ORE website, so go check that out. Optimal parts as well, we've got a few things like the screen washer on there, which is quite a nice upgrade too. But overall, kind of thinking next is going to be something maybe a bit mechanical I was thinking about the exhaust system. I know you guys have given me some ideas around that, and that's still quite high up on the list to do, but I'm just going to finish off the rear internally, tidy it up, make it a bit more usable. So that's going to be hopefully my next video here on the channel. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Any questions about what I've mentioned today? Any upgrades you think you would do next? Where would you go next with this? I know someone's going to say side steps, because you can see it's just that big gap there, and I'm desperately waiting for the side steps from Chris at ORE. I do text him quite regularly saying, are they ready yet? Are they ready yet? Because I'm really excited about getting the new side steps on there. And to be honest, with how well the bumpers lasted and the steering guard and all their components, I wouldn't really want anything else really on my Defender apart from their stuff that's been powder coated in their way. So really desperately waiting for the side steps to go on my Defender on there. Have also thought about the rear NAS step from ORE, but I quite like the back of mine at the moment. I'm not too bothered about the step side of things for the rear. That might change in time. But thanks for watching the video, and let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And remember, go and sign up for the Doctor's giveaway in the comments below, and I'll be drawing a winner on my Instagram in about a week and a half's time.